Talking with Amos.
I am Waldman, and we are very lucky to have Amos visiting us today at Beth Torah. Amos, I have to ask you a few questions. Amos, tell us a bit about yourself. Where were you born?
I was born in the town of Tekoa in Judah.
Where do you live?
I live in the Middle East and travel through the northern and southern kingdoms of Israel, prophesying.
What kind of work do you do?
I used to be a shepherd and tree farmer, but now I am a prophet who travels around the Middle East.
Amos, also, how old are you?
I was born in 800 BCE, so I am actually 2,815 years old.
Amos, you look pretty good for an old man. You seem very wise and like you have seen a lot of things. What type of life lessons have you learned?
I have traveled to many nations and met many different types of people. I've seen some people with good behavior and some people with bad behavior. But one thing I've learned is that it's okay to have 3 mistakes for a nation, but 4 is just not acceptable.
Go.
What nations did you see make these mistakes, Mr. Amos?
Well, I've seen nations such as Syria and other nations, but mainly Israel. I've spent most of my career prophesying in Israel because they needed to learn from their mistakes.
Mr. Amos, what mistakes did you see people make?
In Israel, I saw the rich people not taking good care of the poor people. This was making injustice.
Shepherd Amos, how do you think people should treat each other?
People should treat each other with responsibility. I tried to teach the people of Israel through poetry. For example, I used, does a bird fall to the ground with no snare there? Does an animal get trapped if there's no animal? Does something get trapped if there's no animal there?
Mr. Shepherd Amos, if you could be alive today, what advice would you give people?
I tell people to take responsibility of others' health and not have discrimination. Some examples of this are healthcare, are some people not being able to afford healthcare. There are some plans for people being able to afford it though. An example of discrimination is gay marriage. Some states won't allow it. I think everyone should be responsible for everyone else and let each other do what they think is necessary.
Mr. Amos Shepherd, do you have any final comments to share with us?
I believe that the Torah states that we need to treat all people equally no matter how they are.
Thank you, Mr. Amos, for visiting us. I think that we will learn more about you at my brother's mitzvah.